Hello, hello, beautiful people.
Hello.
I am here with, of course, Stephanie. You guys already know that. But we also have Jessica Parker here. Say
Hi.
hello. Say hello to the
Hello.
class.
Hello.
Okay, so Jessica Parker is one of the ones, one of like my PNW peeps. Uh, yeah, so we'll get into all of that. But first, everyone is dying to know, because I don't know, what is your origin story into grooming? Because I know you've been grooming. I know you're very, very good at grooming, and I'm very curious to know like when you started, what your journey has been.
Well, it's not as exciting as some people's origin story, but I was college was not like a thing for me.
Yeah.
What happened with my college experience was I went to a community college in Utah when I was living there at the time.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then I got married and moved here to Seattle, and none of like more than half of my credits didn't even transfer. And so I'm like, I don't want to do college
Oh,
anymore.
lame. That's lame.
So I I just was doing like meaningless jobs for
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
while, not knowing what I wanted to do. And I decided that I wanted to like work with animals.
Hmm.
But, like I just really love dogs and I really like cats, and so I decided to, volunteer my time um at the Humane Society here in Bellevue.
Aw. Yeah.
And I did like the Run Dog Run program where I did like
Yeah.
5K dogs. And then I was like, I really like this.
Yeah.
So I
What
decided
else
to
can I do?
yeah, I was like, what else can I do? And then I was like looking on, Indeed or something, some website. I was like jobs to do with like dogs or whatever. Cause I was like,
Yeah.
maybe I want to be a vet. I was like, the goal is to be a vet, maybe. Maybe.
Right.
That was a maybe. Um, and then there was like job that was like at PetSmart and Petco. They were like, we're looking for a bather. I was like, ooh, that sounds like fun. And then I didn't get any interviews with Petco or PetSmart for the bathing position, but I went in to get an interview with Petco for a cashier interview.
Oh, okay.
And then when I went there, they were like, "Oh, we're actually doing an interview for dog grooming too. If you guys are interested." I was like, "Oh." I was like,
Yeah.
I've been trying to get an interview for dog grooming because I thought that was so fun. And they hired me right away because they just
Yeah.
guessed like my enthusiasm or whatever.
Yeah,
Because I was
yeah.
like, I want to do this so bad. And then um, I worked there. I was a bather for like 2 months
Yeah.
before they threw me into the deep end with the training.
Mhm,
I have a
mhm.
really good trainer, by the way. I was very lucky. I also had some really good coworkers who trained me as a bather too. So
Oh, that's
um,
awesome.
I really lucked out, really, really lucked out with them. And then I left Petco after about a year because my contract was only a year. So I'm like, peace. Um,
Bye.
yeah, bye. And then I landed a job at the Painted Pooch, and I've traveled around um
Yeah.
salon to salon here and there, but the Painted Pooch was like my main place
You're
that
like
I've worked
home
at
base.
for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um and I'm there again. So that's where I work now. But yeah, like I wanted to do dog grooming because I thought it would like get my foot in the door with like vet jobs or whatever, just to be like, oh yeah, I
Mm,
work with animals. I kind of
yeah.
understand and
Behavior
health kind
and
of stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, it stopped at dog grooming. So I really fell in love with it ever since, and now
Yeah.
I'm 8 years in. So
Nice.
yeah, my first trade show, I found out about these trade shows like a year and a half into dog grooming, and I've been to a
Okay.
trade show ever since, like
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Oh,
So
that's
that was
great.
way back in 2015, by the way.
Aw.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's 2023 now. I feel like it just started.
it's almost 2024.
I
Yeah.
know.
Like tomorrow is December.
I
Well,
know.
for you guys listening, it's already like 2024. So just have a little nostalgic moment with us. So speaking of trade shows, you've competed, haven't you?
Yes. Let's see, how many times have I competed now? I want to say four different times.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah.
and a couple of them I've competed multiple. So, I bit off more than I could chew this year. Um, I did freestyle poodles and rescue roundup at the
Oof.
Tacoma show. That
Yeah.
wiped me out. I was so exhausted. I didn't
Aw.
want to do
Yeah.
that again. I was like, I need
Yeah.
to earn my way up.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
just was too much, like, mental. It was like a lot of concentration for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you have floofy dogs, right?
Yeah, I have 3 dogs. 2 are mini poodles and one's a standard.
And what are you doing with that standard?
I'm courting him.
I know. It is so like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so happy you're doing that.
I
What
I
made you
just got
decide to cord?
huh?
What made you decide to cord?
So he's a show prospect. Um, we kind of got off on the wrong foot with our show career.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Had a bad experience with a judge, and
Right. Right.
both of us have been kind of mentally not in it.
Aw.
So he's
Yeah.
feeding off me, I'm feeding off him. We've been just kind of been building, and he's young. You know,
Yeah.
poodles can be skittish sometimes, and they just need a break to
Right.
mature a little bit. He's not a bag dog.
Because he's
He's just
not
kind
even
of
2 yet, right?
no. He's just a little
Okay.
scared of like judges as they approach him. So
I mean, I'm pretty afraid when people approach me too, to be
he's
honest.
like,
So
I don't
like,
know you. Who are you?
I get it.
But so now we're taking a break from showing and we're just waiting for him to mature. And so I was like, you know what? Instead of like, because my breeder's Angel Hernandez. And so
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
uh she I lost my train of thought there. She and I talked for a little bit and we decided like, oh, well, we could probably cut him down to like a shorter haircut because why would
Oh,
you
why maintain all the coat if you're not
all
showing?
this
Yeah.
show coat for like a year or two? I was like, well, what if I courted him? And she's like, well, if you're up for that. And I was like, yes, I am.
Because
So I was like,
you can show corded, right? You can
yeah,
show corded.
yeah.
Okay.
As
Nice.
long as it's in a continental, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
that's what I'm doing. We're like 3.5 months into courting and almost 3.5. And it's like his whole body is like corded. He's got like this long of cords on his body now in certain
Oh my
places.
Aw.
goodness.
I know. It's like yeah. The puppy coat transitioned to adult
I
coat
gotta
really.
be right back. I am so sorry. I'll cut this.
You're fine. Anyway, so that's my journey with the corded dog so far.
Nice. I quartered my dog's tail. So
Yeah, I
then
find that tails are really easy.
yeah.
They're very
I like originally tried to do like his feet and it didn't last very long and I got frustrated with it. I was like, nope, I'm just gonna whack it all off. But
yeah.
his tail was easy.
I've definitely felt that way a couple of times where I'm like, I really want to take a 30 blade and just strip him nose to tail. I've cried a couple of times where it's just like it has got away from me for a while and I had to like sit there. You know, we've done it during a hockey game where he's laying on the bed and I'm sitting there splitting all these mats because some of this puppy hair doesn't want to cooperate, and so I have
Yeah.
to force it to. But it's all working out. It's working. So
Yeah.
all that hard work paid off.
I love the corded coats. They look awesome.
I do
Oh.
too. Best part about it is that you just bathe them and then you towel dry them off, and that's it. You don't have to blow dry them.
Yeah.
It's great. That's like my least favorite thing about dog grooming is blow drying. So
Yep.
don't have to do that. But yeah, my other two, they don't cord at all. I wouldn't be able to cord my minis because I can go like 12 weeks without doing anything with them and they wouldn't get mad at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have that really nice special hair that every doodle owner wants. So
So,
Hi, Meg.
hello,
hi.
Meg.
Okay, all's good. So anyways, do you have, I'm jumping just slightly ahead because, well, I don't know if we're still on the competition topic-ish for your dogs, but do you plan on, do you use don't you use one of them for competition? Or do you use, like, where are you at there?
Lately I've been using both of them. One, I rotate each, one for like freestyle and the
Okay.
other poodle class. Last this last show I did Alita in freestyle and Roxas and poodles, but now I got them switched. So Alita's
Nice.
gonna be in poodles and Roxas is pretty much he grew out so fast. He's pretty much in
Aw.
freestyle trim already. So
Yeah.
we're
It's just
ready.
tweaking it. Yep.
We're ready for next year for sure.
Awesome.
Awesome. And then do you happen to be like an ambassador for anybody?
I am. I am a brand ambassador for Foxy Roxy Supply Co. and
Nice.
also for Grimloop. So
Oh,
both are
shoot.
really
I
great.
don't know if I knew that. Maybe I knew that. That's cool though.
Yeah. Nancy and Jill and Blake, they're all really chill to work with. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like them. There's not like
Awesome.
a whole lot of pressure with working with them. It's pretty chill and it's super easy. And yeah, I really enjoy working with them.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, good deal. Do you
I
ever
also
think
have
about,
I
go ahead.
have
Tell
a
me.
shear in
Tell
my
me.
name. It's called
Oh, yeah,
Ambition.
yeah, please talk about your shears.
Okay, I only have one. It's
Okay,
called
well,
Ambition. If anybody knows anything about me, I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd. And I based my shear a little background because I've never actually told this story about my background on this shear and why I did
Okay,
it.
guys, you're hearing it first here on Grooming on the Spectrum. Tell us.
So I love Harry Potter. So my house is Slytherin. So I decided to do a shear based off Slytherin. So it's green and black. I mean, black is technically not a Slytherin color, but whatever.
That's
I don't
okay.
care. I like the green and black. And I
Yeah.
named it Ambition because I tend to be ambitious when it comes to like my grooming career. Like I wanted to do it all. I wanted to do it all from the very beginning, from day one to now.
Right.
So there have been some setbacks in my grooming career where I just didn't let it get me down and I just kept going. I was the only one during training that couldn't figure out how to do the fucking heads and faces worth crap. Couldn't figure out to do it. I was the last one and I felt like I was getting behind, but I didn't give up.
Yeah.
I kept going and now I feel like I look back and I'm like, wow, I've really come so far.
I was gonna say your grooms are spectacular.
So I wanted to do all the things. I wanted to compete. I went to my first trade show. My initial thing was I really wanted to do creative. That turned into wanting
Ooh.
to do poodles and freestyle instead. I come to find out I don't have the patience for creative grooming like at all. Like I have
There's
none.
a lot.
I have no
Yeah.
patience for that. But I like Alyssa Kasiva and all those other. I'm just
Like we just
yes.
bow down.
I just like
Bow
have
down.
all the respect for them. I'm like I couldn't do it. But anyway, so I wanted to do competing. I wanted to do all the continuing education. I wanted to do like the next level. I wanted to learn how to do show trims. I wanted to
Mhm,
do all of
mhm.
it. That's why I named my sheer ambition because I was
Yeah.
I'm a sponge. I wanted to do
You're
everything.
ambitious as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the background on my sheer.
Aw.
And I tried to recreate my first shear that I ever was taught with, and
Really?
it was like a guide shear way back in the day, and it had like the slightest little curve on it. And
Yeah.
I tried to like recreate that because I like curves with the slight curve and not like a really curve, but
Yeah, yeah. No super curves.
no super curves for me. I don't really like it. So, but that was the closest I could get to it. So that's the backstory of my shear. But yeah, you can buy it on Foxy Roxy.
I have
Boom.
it.
Is that one of the ones that I brought or
You
gave to
brought
you?
the I had the Slytherin one and you brought the
Okay.
Gryffindor.
I
Yes,
think Gryffindor was in
Erica
there.
Erica Kellett has a we kind of collab together. She's got a
Yeah.
8-inch straight, and hers is the a Gryffindor themed one, and she named
Yeah.
hers Determination.
I feel
So
like there's a lot of people that are still holding out hope that maybe one day there will be like a Ravenclaw thinner and a Hufflepuff
maybe
chunker.
I don't know anything about that. So
That's okay. Even if you did, I wouldn't expect you to tell us. So,
Yeah, I am kind of holding out hope. Like that's why I got the Gryffindor one from Meg because I'm like, oh, I have the Slytherin one, which is
like, I'm
my
gonna
house.
have
So
the
I was
set.
like, yes.
Gonna
Um,
have the set.
and I'm like, now I just wish they had two more so I could have a whole set. Want to put it in frames.
Wait, Stephenie, you said your house was what?
Slytherin.
Okay. What do you just granted, Stephenie, you know me a lot more, but still, I'm curious what your opinion is of what my house is. Either one of you.
I think you're a Hufflepuff.
I think so too.
That's what I was hoping for.
You give off so much Hufflepuff energy.
Yep.
Yay. Good. Okay. That makes I like growing up, I always considered myself a Gryffindor because like I wanted to be like the main characters, but I fully embrace my Hufflepuffness.
That's a mood. You want to be like the main characters.
Yeah. I'm like, well, Harry and Hermione and Ron, they're I gotta be a Gryffindor, but no, now I'm like, yeah, it tracks. And I seem to have a lot of Slytherin friends, which is also really funny. So
No, they totally say like Slytherin and Hufflepuff people, they like get along the
Yeah.
best.
yeah,
I
So
yeah,
see all the time on TikTok where like people are playing the different houses and
yeah.
they always have the Slytherins have the pet Hufflepuffs.
it's so true. It's
Yeah.
so true.
I love it. I wear this role proudly. Okay, so we've gotten to hear a bit about your origin story and your dogs and competing and your ambassadorships and kind of all of this stuff with a little bonus HP. I'm like, my brain was like, horsepower. No, Harry Potter. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a break and listen to a message from one of our sponsors. And we're back. So I want to know now, let's put grooming aside for a second. What do you do outside of grooming? Not dog related, nothing dog related.
Okay. Well, I recently started, I'm so sorry if you can hear my dogs whining in the background.
It's okay. It's okay.
So I recently started ice skating because
Jelly.
lately I've been feeling really burnt out.
Yeah.
And everyone goes through a burnout, right? And I'm like, ugh. I love
Right.
my dogs and everything. I love my
Right.
client dogs. I love my own dogs, but it's just like I need a break.
Right. I need to do something not dog.
Yeah. So it was a kind of a little bit of relief for me when Angel was my breeder. She was like telling me like, yeah, let's take a break. It was a little bit of a relief because I was stressed out about it and I was starting not to really like dog shows anymore. And we haven't even like started, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was like, yeah, a break would probably be nice. And then I was getting burnt out at work. So don't know where that burnout started. I don't know how. I don't know.
Maybe trying to do all the things. That's usually what does it for me.
Yeah, I think it was like my wrists. I think that's what started because I've been having wrist issues like 90% of the groomers out there. And it just wasn't, I was like dreading. Now that I look back at it, I think it was my wrists that were starting to make my burnout really bad. Because, you know, like I would do all these like bigger dogs that were like stubborn and would like pull, you know. And
yeah, so you're constantly fighting.
My wrist can't handle that. And I was really stressed out about that. But anyway, that being said, I was in like a really big slump for like 6 months. So I decided, I was like, you know what? I really like hockey.
Ooh.
So I kind of want to just go out there and ice skate because it's really fun. And so I did. I started doing, I'm not that great at it yet, but I've been practicing.
You are better than I am.
I've been practicing and doing classes for like 3 months now.
Yeah.
And I'm barely learning my crossovers. So
okay, you're gonna hold on. The crossover is when, as you're moving, you're like also like your feet are doing this.
You put one foot in front of the other, basically, or on this off to the side, so you turn better.
I got you, because otherwise that's a very like.
Yeah, it's a balance thing. And so now I discovered that I don't have balance, and so now I've been doing a lot of yoga, and you know, yoga is so great for your mental health. It's so good.
God, I have got to just start it. Like I just have to do it.
I love it. So yeah, I've been really heavily focusing on hockey and like ice skating and yoga and stuff.
And so who's the best team?
Seattle Kraken.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody else. Like that's just the truth. It's the Kraken and Dove.
Granted, they've been this year, but I still 100%
we stand for Kraken.
I feel like I'm part of the family.
Yes.
I feel like,
so what? Go ahead.
I feel like the Kraken is kind of like the Cubs. Like no matter how good they do, everyone's still gonna love them.
That's so true.
Like they could be doing terrible for 100 years and we'd all just be like, yeah, we love the Kraken.
I mean, look at like if you've been paying attention to any kind of hockey related crap, look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've been doing crap for they haven't won a Stanley Cup since like the 60s. Oof. And now like the Sharks,
and that's a Canadian team, like that's their thing, like
yeah. Well, there hasn't been a Canadian team that won the Stanley Cup in a long time. But that's fine. Like 90% of them are Canadian anyway. So like not players.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But yeah, the Sharks are doing really bad, but they still have really dedicated fans. And I'm one of those. I'm one of those that will always be there for the Kraken. So
you mentioned being family. Have you met some of them?
Yeah, I met a few.
Who'd you meet?
My favorite player right now, his name is Vince Dunn. I met him 3 times now. And then I've met
My husband is very jealous because he's like fake pouting right now.
I've met Vince Dunn. I've
Vince
met
Dunn.
Yanni Gord.
Okay.
I've met
Yanni. You met
I've met
Yanni.
Philip. He's so nice, by the way. And I've met Philip Grubauer.
Oh,
I've met
Andrew.
yeah.
Oh my God.
He drives a really sick Porsche, by the way.
He drives a really sick Porsche. That's gonna really stick it to him too, because he's a car guy also.
And then
I think he went to go
it's
cry.
so funny because like all these hockey players, they drive all these nice cars because you meet them as they're leaving. So
I'm pretty
'cause
sure
you gotta
she's
go.
aware of this. I think I showed her. I
Oh
will
yeah,
clip it. I'm
Chris
not even sure if
Treacher.
it's
I have met Chris Treacher too.
you
He's
met.
signed
She
my
met
jersey.
him, so she still wins. Sorry.
I met Chris Treacher. He signed my jersey this last week because he was recalled from Coachella, and then I met Joey Decord,
Joey Decord.
who is our new backup goalie, and then our who else did I meet? Oh, I met Winnie Winberg.
Aww.
He's really hot in person, by the way. And then who else did I meet? Oh, Andre Burkowski.
Ooh.
Eberly.
Everly.
I think that's it. But
That
yeah,
sounds like half the freaking team, but
yeah, a lot of them.
you're like, yeah.
A lot of them are very shy and they won't stop for fans. Like Brandon Tanev doesn't. Adam Larson doesn't.
Oh,
they're
he's
one of the
such a
first
big
to like.
dude, too.
They're like bye. They're like.
I came to hit pucks. Like I don't want to.
Like they're
It's not
just so
what I
shy.
signed up for.
But
I'd
yeah,
totally
it's
be
just,
them.
oh, it's just really nice to like just go and watch them practice, and then you have the opportunity to just go meet them afterwards. So it's I don't know if
Is that
every
because you're
NHL team does
part
that.
of like this learning to ice skate, or can anyone just go
No,
watch them practice? Like how does that?
anyone can. Yeah, they
Really?
have like on their website, they have like when there's a public viewing and you can just go.
Oh,
And then
that's awesome.
after they're done practicing, you just go outside and there's like this little line. There's not very many people that I don't even know if there's a lot of people that know about it, but you just go
Yeah.
outside and wait. And they'll just
Huh.
stop and like sign things and chat with you for a little bit. They'll take
That's
pictures
awesome.
with you.
Yeah. Aw, that's very cool.
It's been really cool.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And it's been a nice break.
Yeah,
Have you been doing any more hiking?
No, it's been really wet and cold out here. It's been really wet lately.
That's why you put on boots and you wear jackets and beanies. No, because Joe and I probably talked about it the whole time we were hiking Twin Falls, but we did that and it was like 30 degrees and ice and snow all over everything. But it's just different to go hiking in the snow.
It is.
I really wanted
Everything's
to
so
do
quiet.
I really wanted to do like Franklin Falls because I hear like the waterfalls
Yes.
sometimes will freeze over.
But we're at the time that the road's normally closed, right? And it's like an extra 3 miles.
Yeah, if they're not plowed, then you have to walk like because the hike is like I think 3 miles round trip.
Yeah.
So like you have to park like 4 miles away from the trailhead.
And then that's a whole thing. And
yeah, because then you have to trudge through all this snow to get.
I wonder when it's open again. If it's open when I'm there, tell Krista we're going.
April, right? Because that's when the trade show is.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna be in Washington until like early May.
Yeah, it should be open then.
Nice.
Especially in May. It should be
Yeah. And I do think I'm gonna do mailbox again at some point in my life. It's just not at that time. Dude, that killed me. Did you see the
I
picture? I literally just I poked the mailbox and that was my only
I
picture I took.
I don't know if I'll ever be ready for the mailbox hike.
Dude. Stephenie, this is the one I did that so the old trail is like half the distance. It's like 2 miles up, but it's you do 4,000 feet in elevation in like 2 miles.
Oh.
They've cut in a new trail, which is it's a much nicer grade. It's just like 5 miles one way because it's like these really nice switchbacks going up. So we went up the old trail
Oh
and down the
no.
new trail and still somehow logged like 9 miles. Um, it just kept going though. Like you think you get to the top and then it's like the rock scramble where there's steps to step on, but like you lose all the tree cover, so you're very exposed, and then you realize how high up you are, and then it just keeps going, and then you're finally at the mailbox. But anyways, I won't be asking to do that one soon because I've been a little out of practice myself. I'm in
The a good
Florida.
one,
There are no mountains here.
a good hike, trail, whatever you want to call it,
Hmm.
is Snow Lake. That's in Alpental.
That's like north, right?
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's not like super difficult either.
Is it in the Cascades?
It's over by the it's over by the snowboard place.
I don't know. Anyways,
I don't It's in Snoqualmie Pass.
Snoqualmie Pass. Okay. So we'll have
That
to
was the
see.
word I was looking for. And I was like, I don't remember.
Oh, like a ski resort kind of thing.
Yes.
The snowboard place. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, snowboard place.
Anyways.
I don't know what it's called. Ski resort.
Okay. So hockey, ice skating. Do you snowboard or ski? Since you brought it up.
I've dabbled in snowboarding, but it ain't my thing, dude.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like if I were gonna do one of the things, I would ski because I like having my feet. I don't know. I don't know about
It's
having both feet on one thing.
I
it's
prefer
definitely
snowboarding.
easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to ski than it is snowboarding.
I think it's easier to snowboard. Like there's too much your feet are going
That's
two
true. You
different
got like
directions.
hands and feet.
Yeah.
And then Joe would do snowboard over ski, I'm pretty sure, because like he used to skateboard for like years and years. Like he actually did like competition and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He's got the really scarred up shins to prove it too. But anyways, anything else you like to do that isn't dogs?
I mean, I've been a big reader lately. So,
Nice. Do you have any particular genres you like?
well, I really like, fantasy and like
Hmm.
rom-com romance stuff.
Yeah.
So my one of the cool one of the cool series that has been recently released started. It's
Hmm.
like Fourth Wing, and that's all about like it's got some like romance spice in there, but it's got like it's mainly about like dragons and
Oh,
fantasy and like
cool.
political
Yeah.
wars and stuff like that. But
I
it's
keep
like
seeing stuff about it on TikTok.
it's
Ah,
it's
on Book
fun.
Talk.
It reads like a YA, but it's a fun series. It's like one of those hyped up series since Harry Potter. It's like one of those big ones. So everyone's like,
Okay. Yeah, like this is it. This is the thing to read today.
yeah.
Do you game? I feel like you have a
I
Switch, maybe a little bit.
I used to be a really big gamer, but
Yeah.
I'm more of like a hobby gamer now, where I'm just
Yeah.
like I pick and choose what I want to play. I mean,
Yeah.
Animal Crossing, I
Yes.
put like 1,000 hours in during COVID because I was
Yes.
like you know, I was
I bought
depressed like
it like
everybody
a
else.
week. Like I'm so glad I ended up buying it because I got it before shutdown. That's all I did
Yeah, I did
was
too.
Animal Crossing.
I even got like the Switch, the Animal Crossing Switch.
Aw,
And then I recently did that new like Hogwarts Legacy, the Harry Potter game and
right.
story.
I
I
feel like I
played
heard a lot about that for a bit, and then I've heard like nothing. Was it good? Did it continue to be good?
I played the shit out of that game for like a whole like month straight.
Oh
And
wow.
like you can choose what house that you want to go in. It's all open world. So
Yeah, yeah.
you can do whatever you want, and you can pick whatever house that you want to go into. Like
Hmm.
I've done this game like three times because I kind of wanted to see what all the common rooms look like.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I only played all the way through as a Slytherin, but
That tracks.
I was curious about the other houses.
I love it. Awesome. Yeah, I'm really terrible about finishing games, so I haven't let myself buy something new in a while because I
Yeah,
like reflexive. Oh, go ahead.
I bought Baldur's Gate 3, and I've been kind of like watching and living through my husband who plays it more religiously than I did. I probably put in 19 hours of it and I haven't picked it back up again, but I will watch my husband play. And I'm
Right.
like, "Oh, this is so cool."
I think Marky does Twitch now.
Oh, really? I didn't know she did
Yeah,
Twitch.
and
I knew
she's like
she was playing.
obsessed with Baldur's Gate 3. Like is on like her third playthrough or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my husband Jay, he's put in a lot of hours and he just got into the third part of that game, the third and
Yeah.
final part. So
Yeah.
man, I can't imagine how many hours she already put into Baldur's Gate because it's taken
I'm
him
pretty
so
sure
long to
like
get there.
every second that she wasn't working or like household stuff, it was that game. Like
Yeah.
from the second it dropped, like just like I actually have part of the soundtrack stuck in my head and I never played the game.
No, it's so true. The soundtrack is like
It's a
full of
good
like
soundtrack
it
though.
is. Like they have a whole album. You can
Yeah.
just listen to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we did in the salon.
It is a good album. It is. It's
No,
got some.
no, I don't remember which one specifically, just there was one that was like super ethereal or anyways. Anyways, so now that we know all of that stuff, we will ask you soon. We'll find out kind of because after all, you are on Grooming on the Spectrum, where we talk about being neurodivergent in the pet industry, pet grooming specifically. So let's go ahead and take a break and listen to a message from one of our sponsors, and we'll talk about that soon.
Alita, you gotta stop. Stop whining. I haven't been watching.
All right, and we're back. Okay, and I'm not going to get distracted by the Kraken game.
I know. For
But now you're like, oh my gosh, there's one on. Let me look.
Oh no, I knew that one was on. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good distraction because now I won't focus too much on the game.
Yes, look deep into my eyes right here. Okay, so what I'm like, I just lost like how I wanted to formulate that question, like at all. Um, but of course, only tell us what you're comfortable with, what you can be stuff you've been officially diagnosed with, you've self-diagnosed, or even just suspicions that you might have. Feel free to kind of tell us what you're dealing with, and you can go into how that's like affected you as a groomer.
Um, well, so I do have ADHD as
Mhm.
like most people, I feel like, in the world
Mm-hmm.
today.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as dog groomers.
Right.
So they're like I want to say like my version because I feel like everyone's like my version of ADHD. I get scatterbrained a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like Adderall or Concerta or anything like that. Those kind of medications really help me a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, hold on one second. Can you stop? Don't do that. Sorry, my dog is being annoying.
That's okay.
So I get distracted really easy, as you could just
Yeah.
tell.
Squirrel.
Get distracted very easy. However, if it's like something that I'm really interested in, I will hyper focus on that and like not worry about anything else. The hockey, for example.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a big one. Dog grooming, I can usually like even though I'm kind of like still in this like burnout that I'm in,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's like when I get started on like a project, I will finish it. So
Yeah.
I'm always like hyper focused on like dog grooming, like when I'm in the middle of it.
Right.
A thing where I feel like I struggle with a lot, it's like I love dog grooming, but the constant like dog barking, like I get overstimulated with like noises sometimes, and there have been times where I've snapped and I'm like, can somebody please put that dog in the back? So I'm just I get overwhelmed with like noises and stuff, and that's something I'm constantly like struggling with.
Have you
I
seen these before?
I do have headphones.
Do you have loops though?
Okay, I've been getting a lot of advertisements on Facebook about Loop, and I saw that they have like a really good like noise cancellation thing. Like people are like, the noise cancellation on these things are amazing.
When I'm working in a salon, this is what I wear because for me, a salon is way too much noise. Whether it's the dogs barking, other people's clippers going off, it's just so the experiences are my all-time favorite ones. Loop, you need to sponsor us. Thank you. All-time favorite ones because they kind of dim the din, but someone talking right at me, I hear them crystal clear.
Oh, okay.
So it
That's good
just
to
kind
know.
of brings down this because otherwise I am very noise sensitive as well. I get overstimulated by a lot of noise. Trade shows, I'm wearing these because that's another place where it's just there is too much. I'm listening to like 5 different conversations at once.
Mm-hmm.
And this helps me kind of not, which is really nice.
Yeah.
They have a couple other different versions. And we still someone needs to just buy a switch. They have a switch now that'll apparently go through their 3 different modes all in one pair.
I saw the switch one. Yeah, like really intrigued with that.
Yeah.
Well, if you get it, let us know how it works because I'm hoping that you don't have to take it out of your ear to switch it.
I don't think they realize how much this is gonna like work with like ADHD people.
That's
Maybe
what, and that's
idea,
why.
but
Well, and that's why I'm like, we are the perfect podcast to sponsor. Like, you know how many neurodivergent people you're going to help? I didn't
like,
mean to like. I had to just ask, but you can keep going.
No, I do have headphones for sure, and
Okay.
like I will. It has noise cancellation on it, and I will listen to my music like when I like if there's like a dog that like I can still hear them through my headphones, and I still get annoyed. But like I will put my headphones on, and sometimes what helps me get through the day is like if I have a favorite song, it's on repeat.
There you go.
For hours. I will listen to the same song to help me get through the day for hours on end. I'm not even kidding you. It will be on loop, on repeat. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting like certain songs to the top of the charts and people don't even know why because it's me. It's me listening to it on repeat for hours, for days.
Me too.
It's okay. I've got like
I am one of those. And
4
it's the only
different
thing that helps.
I've got like 4 different playlists that I switch between. And when I'm on one, I'm on it for like, that's the only thing. I will just repeat it over and over again. One is Emancipator, which is a fabulous instrumental band. Every so often there's a couple words, but like it's really chill. Anthem by Emancipator will tell you all you need to know about that band. Anyways, then I have like the one called Rage, and that's like the Rise Against, the System of a Down, the Linkin Park, and that's when I'm just like,
Yeah.
And then I have one called Wub Wub because that's my dubstep. And that's equally a one where I just need to get energy out. So I want one that I'm gonna like bounce around to. And then the other one has the Encanto soundtrack and the Moana soundtrack. The Disney one, yeah. But anyways, okay. Is there anything else that you think is related to neurodivergency that you struggle with? Like,
Those
how
are
is your
like
time management?
my time management. I mean, sometimes when I get off on a tangent at work, like when we get on a topic that we're really into, I don't really typically get all that behind.
Oh, good. You're able to like keep working.
Yeah, I set my own schedule. I know my boundaries. I know what I can, what I can't. And I guess it's just been like, since I've been doing this for so long, like some things are just like second nature at this point. Like
Yeah.
my routine, there will be times where I like, did I do the nails? Did I shave the paw pads? And yeah, I did, because like I'm tuned out. Sometimes I can just do this stuff without,
It's autopilot.
like, my eyes closed.
Yeah.
But I don't really get that far behind. I mean, I will get somewhat behind if I'm like chit chatty. But I don't really get that far behind. And if I do, that's when I'll put my headphones back in, and I'm just like,
and then it keeps
I'm
you
like,
going.
I'm like straight as an arrow, just like getting shit done. But yeah, I don't, like, when I would talk to my psychiatrist, like when I told him I had ADHD and I'm like, I need help because I feel like I don't like medication. I don't like all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then he was like, I think you are like like you've got some slight autism or something. And I'm like, okay. Like, whatever.
Cool.
All these things that I'm like telling him, like I forget everything. Like somebody will be like, don't you remember me telling you this? I'm like, no. I'm like,
if it doesn't directly affect me.
That's why.
And even if it does, like, sometimes it's gone.
Even though I love dog grooming a lot, like I will have to probably take the same lesson over and over and over again. I'm more of a visual learner than like somebody being like, okay, well, now you just take the clippers and do this. I'm like, you're gonna have to show me. I don't know what you mean by that. Like when I went to go to Blake's,
so hands-on.
That was like the best hands-on experience I've ever had. Like to actually learn and work on a dog at the same time, that works so well for
it, like coded
people
everything
like
right.
us with ADHD and stuff. I loved it. I still remember things from then.
Yeah.
And I even remember things when I was like learning how to dog groom from the very beginning, because we were doing hands-on stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like seminars are great and all that stuff, but like I don't remember to write things down, and if I do, like I can't write and listen at the same time. So I have to like remember to bring like a battery pack and record. But then at the same time, like I have a video, like I have a voice recording of the lesson, but I wish I had a video recording, but you can't video record, right? So it's just those things where it's like seminars are great, but like people with me, I love hands-on lessons.
Yeah.
Blake's was great because our last day together, we did the same trim. He did it on his dog, I did it on my dog. We did it together. And it was
nice.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was the best. So
I like that you mentioned about the seminars because like I am an education junkie and want to take everything I possibly can. But I don't remember anything I learned in a seminar. If I remember to actually type it on my phone or bring something to write on, I never look at it again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I take that into consideration when I make my own classes now. And try to think like, what would I do? Or what would, and that's why, for example, my classes in the middle of the class have a dance break. Like literally, it's like skeletons dancing on the presentation. And I'm like, you can sit if you want, but like everyone else, if you want to get up, like shake it out, dance it out, take a drink, like, because I usually need to, it helps me reset too. So I'm like, you know what? It's finding these little things that work. But yeah, a seminar for me is I need to, and actually I'm just gonna, because I still have those like almost 2 bags worth of those with me. Yeah.
Hand
so
those
I
out
will
at your
have
classes.
those. I'm gonna have those at every one of my classes because
yeah,
I'll be
I
like,
bought
oh,
like 5,000 of them. And they have my logo on them.
The Meditative Groomer Academy, yeah.
So
wow, my voice is rough.
Have them so I can hand them out at the seminars.
That's really awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Because that helps me pay attention too. It's hard for me to sit for an hour
in an uncomfortable chair. You know what I realized I was doing this whole time that we were doing this?
What are you fidgeting with?
Here. I have this little clip. I've been fidgeting. I've been doing this the entire time. I've just been playing with this while I'm talking and listening because yes, it does. It helps so much.
It works.
Yeah.
It really does.
You're playing with this thing. It's a food.
Goodness.
It's a food
like a chip clip. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm an auditory learner, but only if I'm doing something with my hands at the same time. They don't have to be related. I just have to be doing something with them.
Yes.
So.
All right. So when we come back from our last break, we'll kind of turn our eyes to the future and see what you have in store. We can talk about different shows you might go to. Just kind of, we'll talk about it. So let's go ahead and take our last break and listen to a message from one of our sponsors. And we're back. I'll have you know, Jessica, I went through like 5 different dance moves.
Did you?
I was like,
I was not paying attention to that. I was like looking over here.
And then I progressed.
Sorry.
You're fine. Anyway, okay. What do you have going on in 2024? Do you have any plans, any like ambitions?
So career-wise, no.
Okay.
I think it's just going to, depending on how a couple of these dog grooming shows go, I might do like 1 or 2 shows for competing. Because Teton Grooming Expo right now is up in the air. We don't know anything about it right now.
I am going to say things because I can always cut this and it's going to be released next month. And
out.
What?
Please tell me it's in June.
I'm pretty sure it's leaning towards the May dates.
I won't be able to go then.
Oh,
It's only 2 weeks after Tacoma.
Yeah, I think it. See,
It's super close.
I made a comment being like, I thought the whole point of doing all these West Coast trade shows is so that a lot of these West Coast people would be able to go. Meaning you coordinate with Pasadena and Tacoma, and
Right.
it seems like Teton wants to be one of the main ones too. Like if you want to be a main one, you have to coincide with these other two big shows.
Right.
So like these other, and you're gonna cut these out, right? But like
I am gonna find that because it's right after a break. I'll cut this because
but like it's like you like if you want to be a big show and you're going to be on the West Coast, like it's beneficial to like coordinate how you're going to do it with like Tacoma and
right.
Pasadena, so that everyone has an opportunity on the West Coast to go to these shows.
Now, of
And
course, if Tacoma didn't move back to being so late, it would have been a non-issue.
yeah, I mean, Tacoma has always been like one of those shows that's been up in the air because it's always shift from March to April, April to March.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's been that way for a while. And honestly, it's a little irritating, but it is what it is. I understand, like you just have to do what you need to do.
Right.
But like I was really hoping that it would be in June because then it would at least be 6 weeks of Girl Out and I'll be able to go and compete again.
Oh, yeah, good point.
But it whatever. It is what it is. Like I'm
But
not
also too, it's getting announced like officially tomorrow.
Mhm.
It's just the last I checked is that's where it was leaning towards. And that's because the preferred location, that's the date that's available. So it was a bunch of that. I don't know. I'm not in the thick of
I
it, you
get it.
know?
I know I'm not going to be the only one bummed because
Right.
apparently in Utah there's like a couple of really big dog shows that are happening in May, and I think a lot of Utah
Oh
people are
no.
not
Yeah.
go either.
Yeah.
Because that was also warned to I'm drawing a blank on her name. Quincy.
Yeah.
I think that was also warned to Quincy to be like, hey, like there's a lot of dog shows here, like big ones, not just like itty bitty ones. Like, I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. She's
Oh, I can barely hear him.
So, but yeah, that's why I was like, I thought the point was to like get it, like have all these people be able to go on these West Coast because we need West Coast so bad.
Right.
And,
It's so hard to get to the East Coast.
And I understand that like a lot of these vendors are also on the east side, and so like a lot of them are priority for east side
right.
shows too. So
but I'm seeing more and more shows pop up. I mean, Colorado isn't necessarily West Coast.
No,
but it's a lot further west than East Coast. You know?
Colorado is like a 26-hour drive from my house. If I wanted to compete there, I couldn't fly two of my dogs.
That's right.
And with how these airlines are, they probably would turn down my dog. So I've only flown one with Alita.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pretend like we're coming back from break again because we didn't really say much before we started talking about this. So if we take a second, so I have another little like gap in the audio.
Okay.
And we're back. So Jessica, what does 2024 look like for you?
I mean, career-wise, there's not like anything like super big. So probably compete a couple of times. And then but
do you go to Pasadena?
No.
Okay.
I saw that
is a long drive.
It's a 16-hour drive. I mean, I could probably, if I was ambitious enough, if I was ambitious enough, I would make that drive, but part of me is like lazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of driving. Yeah. But definitely Tacoma. I'll see you at Tacoma.
Yeah, I'll go to Tacoma, and then we'll see what happens with Teton. And then but hobby wise,
yes.
I did this is like, I went from 0 to 60 with this. Like I signed up to do like learn to play like hockey. So I'll be doing hockey games. I'll be in hockey games. I'll be playing them.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
And I will be a horrible skater doing it. But you know what? We're doing it. So
you're practicing, and practice brings improvement.
But I've been watching some of these learn to play classes when I'm at the rink, and I'm like, okay, I feel better now because I'm not the worst skater in the world. Some of these other kids are like, well, they're like my age, but like some of these other, they're like struggling, falling down on the ice. Yeah.
Aww.
Just like me. So I'm okay with that.
It'll be fine. It'll be great. You won't be the worst.
But yeah, like short-term goals, I don't have like a whole lot of short-term goals, but like I do have some long-term goals. Like I really want to get the fuck out of Seattle because I hate Seattle. And
I'm sitting here like, man, if money were no object, I'd be in a high-rise Seattle apartment.
That's not to say I want to move out of the state. I just want to move out of Seattle.
So like, how do you feel about Eastern Washington?
I don't really have an opinion because I haven't actually been there.
I mean, same. But I'm like,
from people who live in Spokane, they love it there. So I haven't really heard anything bad about Spokane. Okay. But I wanted to like move to like Puyallup or Tacoma, get a house eventually, and like
okay. Yeah.
Like my goal is to own my own business. I'm not gonna do any employees. I'm not gonna do any of that. It's just gonna be me out of my house.
Also though, but like the Tacoma aroma is,
I mean, at this point, I don't care as long as I get my own house. Like I would rather like deal with the Tacoma aroma than deal with like all these obnoxious Seattle taxes. Like I can't do it anymore. So
I can't imagine like living in a city like that. I love visiting it, but I feel like living in it would be different.
Yeah, it's a good tourist attraction for sure. It's like a good place to visit, but unless you're like rich AF, like it's not really worth living out here.
Well, that's why I was like, I'm never gonna live there unless I can afford like an apartment on the 35th floor with like floor to ceiling windows. Otherwise, I'm not living there at all. And the likelihood of that happening is like,
it's true. It's true. So long-term goal, that's the thing.
Nice. So, I know what you're doing in the spring.
I'm going to the Tacoma show.
Well, yes, but you're also going to go hiking, right?
Yeah, we'll go hiking together.
Yes,
we'll bring Krista along, and we'll go.
And Stephenie, if you come over to the Tacoma show, I'm sure we can arrange something together.
Yeah, maybe. I still haven't heard if I'm going to be teaching. So
yeah, I saw somebody say that they had their Tacoma teaching assignment and then frantically flew to my email, but I have nothing. So I'm like, maybe they don't dole it all out to the same people. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get nervous.
I also would totally go there if, I could set up some seminars,
Oh, that's true. Not even with the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll see. What would you teach, Jessica?
What would I teach?
Yeah.
I actually talked about this with Kelsey Ann. because we've talked a lot about it.
Yeah. We
Um,
love her.
we do. I
Yes.
stand Kelly.
I stand Kelsey Ann.
She's been such a good role model for me, because there will be times
Aw.
where I like have like concerns or stresses about, and I will reach out to her. She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. Anyway, so we've talked about like doing like she's been doing it more, because we talked about doing like more like 9 to 5 type groomer classes, like, because in seminars you learn how to do a show Bichon trim, or like
Yeah.
continental on a poodle. Like, how many of us are actually going to be doing that, right?
Right.
Not very. So what I wanted to do is like do like a step-by-step guide for like beginners, like on a doodle.
Nice.
Like,
oh, there you go. Like your salon dogs. Like,
I
you don't know what they're coming in as.
Like, I went into until like I got lessons from Michelle Evans. I didn't know what the fuck fluff drying was, and that was like 6 years into my grooming career. And that was like 2 months before I competed for the first time. You know how dumb I would have looked at my first competition, not knowing how to fluff dry? I would have looked like a total idiot. My prep work wouldn't have been great in my first competition. Fluff dry, like, I always wanted to do like go back to basics and teach people what fluff drying is and how important it is in certain situations. And like,
well,
I didn't
because
know
we all come from such like varied educational backgrounds. And like I started corporate as well, but I did not have the same luck. I did not have a good training, like a good thorough training. It wasn't like bad, but it wasn't okay. It was bad enough to where I consider myself self-taught. I don't even like count it as part of, because nothing I learned is anything I do at all. Like I relearned all of the things. But anyways, so I'm here for having, I love seeing people come out with just prep classes.
Yeah, I think
like
doing like a prep work class would be good. Like, I'm not very good at teaching, but because I don't describe
I saw you teach
very well. I know at Blake's at the retreat. Yeah,
yes,
that was horrible. I was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Aww.
It was awful. Like, I don't explain things very well, but like if I wanted to teach someday, it would be like go basics, because like there's a good bathing course, right? But I want to get into like how to like, what do you do after that? Like, like prep work. Like, you have your bathing, and then you have your prep work, and then you go into the haircut. Like, I think after the bath and prepping is super essential to like, and it like once you get those things down, like your haircuts, you would whip out haircuts like nobody's business. So like, I just think like there needs to be a prep class. And then like super simplistic, like head to toe, how to do a doodle, whip one out real quick. Like, like do like a routine, like ish. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, there's like certain things like you have to have like a routine when you're doing dog grooming. Like, you can't just like skip over a dog. Like, I struggled with that when I was
reading your mind right now, Stephenie.
When I was the first I struggled with getting a routine down, because I wanted to just shave the dog down first before I did like the nails or the paw pads or the sanitary area.
No, I suck at routine. I don't have a routine.
Routines help. I finally got into habit of having a routine. That took a lot for me to do that. but I got there eventually. But a routine is very, very essential, I think, when it comes to time management.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Remembering
then,
to do all the things.
yes. And then just doing like a step by step. Like I'm like, I just do the body. And then like we learn how to do structural grooming in ours. And I think taking bits of that into everyday grooming would help. Like we
Yeah.
don't need to know how to do a continental essentially, but
No,
I think there needs to be more pet grooming teaching.
I agree.
I agree.
So I just don't know how to teach that. You know, I was talking about all that with Kelsey. We're like, we don't know how to say it. You know, we don't know how to do it. You know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Like it's here. It's getting it there.
Yeah.
You can learn how to teach it. I had to.
And I think it would be okay to bring in a dog that's not necessarily great on the table either. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
like if a
Well,
dog,
that's why like it's what we're encountering day to day.
yeah, like bring in a dog that just like wiggles all the time. Like then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is a great example on how to like handle a dog that's wiggly. You do this, like you either put like, I don't know, like you handle like the legs differently. There's sometimes where I'm like
Right.
trimming the foot and the dog is like lifting its foot like this. Sometimes
Yeah.
they'll just the other foot, so they can't
Yeah,
do
just
that.
lift up the other foot.
Like certain tricks like that, like I feel like a lot of people don't know. So
Well, yeah, because
like,
I feel like that's something that wasn't something I was ever told. That was just like an accidental, oh, that worked. It's not hurting the dog and it worked. Okay.
yeah, stuff like that. It's just like I think some of these teachers like who want to do like those Westies or those Bichons, those poodle trims, like yeah, you want to have like a good dog sitting on the table, but I think it would be okay to have a regular pet like doodle or cockapoo or something that just kind of dance around or whatever.
Yeah.
Gets a little
more realistic, a little more relevant.
Yeah, so you like your instructors, like so you watch them how they like deal with that.
I love it.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk to you after we're done recording.
That. We should normalize that.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes.
So
Oh my gosh. So do you have any like parting words of wisdom? Or a funny joke, or just what do you want to leave us with today?
I don't know. Like I just feel like if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. Literally anybody. Because
well, there you have it, folks.
I've struggled the same amount as everybody else. And everyone's like, there will be a couple of comments on Facebook. They're like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I read a book. like there's like the Jody Murphy books. I'm like, I just read through that. Like anyone can do it if you set your mind to it. If I can do it, you can.
Yeah.
So do you remember the whole like, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious? Okay. So all I can think about right now is that you're like parting words that are now gonna like stay in my head. Just be ambitious, just be ambitious. Keep doing it.
But like, yeah, if you're really in, like if your heart's into it and you really put forth the effort into it, you can be as ambitious as anybody else. That success will come. So
I love it.
You have to put your hard earned money and work into it. So.
Yeah, you gotta put some time. Like, you can't just buy it off the shelf.
It's so true.
Anyways, Jessica, thank you so much for being here with us today. It's fabulous to see your face.
Well,
if you guys also want to see her face, go to YouTube.
Well, thanks for inviting me. This is really fun.
Yeah. Awesome.